not in yet, but it should be. All right, this is the I.S.U.P.K Wednesday law class. Also, remember to check out Commanding General Yohanna's radio show, which is Monday 2 a.m. We also have a next one, which is the General has another show, which is Saturday 2 a.m. Check out those shows. There's also classes in the States, Monday through Friday. So there's classes in the States Monday through Friday. That's midnight. You can catch them online. We have classes live here in the UK as well. Monday we have the live classes in Birmingham that you can attend the physical building, 7 p.m. till 9, which is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And the address for that is 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. So that's the address for the UK school. And then we have online class which is Tuesday, live from Manchester. Then we have the Hebrew class, the Lashon Kodash, which is 7 p.m. on Friday. So you can learn the Hebrew on the Friday, the Brotherhood on the Tuesday, History on the Monday, law class on the Wednesday, and anything you want broken down specifically, you can get the scriptures broke down on Thursday in depth. So yeah, we've got a packed schedule. We also have the radio show, which is Friday, 2 a.m. UK time. Not Slovakia, Fridays, 9 p.m. Where do I get 2 a.m. from? Friday, 9 p.m., which is called On the Ends. And then we're going to go into how New Year's is the celebration of a pagan god. So everybody's getting ready to make promises and make resolutions. And my New Year's resolution is this, and my New Year's resolution is that, and I'm going to do this next year. And from next year, I'm going to be a new person. And from next year, I'm cutting everybody off. And from next year, no one's treating me like this, and no one's treating me like that. And the sad thing is, you say this every year, man. You say this every single year, and then a week in, that resolution that you made, you don't even stick to it no more, man. The biggest one, the people's biggest New Year's resolution is, I'm going to join the gym from next year. And they don't ever do it, man. They say they're going to join the gym, but they don't ever do it, man. All these things is silly, man. We're going to show you how to really change your life, how to really be a new you, and you don't need to wait for the new year to be a new you, man. Tomorrow's not promised, man. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. How do you know you're even going to make it to this so-called new year? You should change your life today, man. I'm going to show you how to change your life, and not just some silly New Year's resolution that you're not going to stick to. But give me Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. I believe you need the other mic if it's there. Oh, you need this one. Oh, yes. So we can look at Exodus chapter 20 verse 1. Exodus chapter 20 verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God. So now, this is our God, man. The God of the Bible, who is against these New Year's celebrations and these New Year's resolutions and all of this garbage that we've been taught to do in this activity, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt. And now, this is our God which brought us out of the land of Egypt, right? We was once slaves in the land of Egypt. Egypt is a new word for bondage. It was called the land of Israel. And the people of that land did not enslave the Hebrews. That's right. They enslaved us, right? Because we went down there because there was a famine and Joseph was there. So we ended up staying there. And then that whole generation died off. And And then there rose up a new Pharaoh that didn't care about new laws or anything. He just understood, you know what? These ain't our people. Let's enslave them. That's how the rest of the world think. So if you're not their people, they think, well, let's enslave them. Whereas with us as black people, we've been taught to have this mindset of these ain't our people, so let's love them. Whereas nobody else thinks like that. Everybody else thinks these ain't our people, let's enslave them. And that's exactly what they do.
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. It was an horrible condition to them. It was in slavery. It was building everything for the Egyptians. It was whipping us, beating us, making us wear extra hours, making us do all of these things, man. So the Lord's letting us know, listen, it's me that took you out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So we're supposed to remember these things. We're supposed to remember what this bondage was like, how horrible this bondage was. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
So we're supposed to remember this bondage, how hard it is, how horrible it is. And every time you think about slipping up, you're supposed to look back at that bondage and be like, well, damn, that bondage was horrible, man. And the Lord did a great work by delivering me. I don't want to go back to that. That's why the Lord's reiterating to us that He delivered us out of the house of bondage. So you remember where you're coming from. But sometimes we like to be a high-minded and forget where we're coming from. We like to forget and think we're more special than we are. The Lord's letting us know He delivered us out of the house of bondage. So we should remember that condition and be like, if it wasn't for the Lord, I could still be in Egypt being a slave. Right? I could still be in Egypt being slaughtered and killed and all these things. And we forgot the Lord. So guess what happened? We had to go into bondage again. So this is why we're right here in England right now. This is why we're here in England. We forgot what the Lord did for us.
Right. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
If you're celebrating New Year's, you're putting another God before you.
That's right. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
So now, you see, if you're celebrating New Year's, you're putting another God before Him. Why? Because what you're celebrating right now is a Roman God,
Right.
whose name was Janus, who was say he was the God of the beginnings and endings. So he had two faces. So one face looking back to the past, one face looking back to the future. So what you would do is you would start your year how you want it to continue. So you would look at them two faces, and then that's what people worship. Let me see if you can get a picture. It was a Roman god by the name of Janus. That's where you get the name January from. So the word January comes from Janus, which was a Roman god that used to worship, that had two faces, one looking to the past, one looking to the future. So like certain things, this Wikipedia will tell you these things. Alright, so now in the I.S.U.P.K, this is where you get all the history from, man. You get all history from the I.S.U.P.K. So we go into history, we do the research. So these things is out there, but most people just don't do the research. So now let's go to it. So now it says Janus. It says for other uses, see Janus. Alright, so now let's read on. It says in ancient Roman religion and myth, Janus is the god of beginnings, gates, transitions, time, duality, and doorways. Hold on, what's it? Let's start again because obviously the stream was. So it says in ancient Roman religion and myth, Janus is the god of beginnings. So now, when you celebrate New Year's, talking about New Year's resolutions, you're trying to worship the god Janus, who is the god of beginnings, because you believe what? January is a fresh start. You believe it is a new beginning. So when you celebrate New Year's, you're celebrating this Roman god. And the Lord said in Exodus, I'm the God that delivered you out of Egypt, so I'm going to keep this there. What does that read? Read that part in Exodus again.
Thou shalt not. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
When you worship Janus, man, you're putting another God before the Most High.
That's right.
The Lord said, I brought you out of Egypt. Janus didn't bring you out of Egypt.
Right.
None of these Roman gods brought you out of Egypt. So you put, when you celebrate something which is attached to a false god and an idol, you put that before the Lord. Why? Because the Lord says, don't have no other God before me. So if you're out celebrating New Year's, don't have no other God before me. Now, most people do these things ignorantly because they don't know. Because obviously we grew up in a society where New Year's, what do? Go to church at midnight, eat food at church. They tell you Happy New Year and give you gifts. And Happy New Year, and candles and fireworks. This is what they give you. So our whole life, we just thought these things was normal until we started to read history books. And then we realized that everything has an origin. We realized that all the names of the month is named after pagan gods. Now we realize that all the days of the week is named after pagan gods. Now, like Monday is named after what? The moon god, the worship. Tuesday is named after who's it? Trig. Tuesday is named after Trig. Wednesday is named after Udon. Thursday is named after is it Thor? I can't remember. And then Friday is named after Frigg. And then Saturday is named after Saturn's day. And Sunday is Sun's day. So now, as we learn and study, we realize that all these things that we have around us have a pagan origin. In the Bible do what? Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, Sabbath, day 1. That's how we would call it. Day 1, day 2, day 3. But the Romans did what? Name the days after their gods.
That's right.
So then they give you all these Monday, all of these. So all these things is named after Roman and Greek gods. It's named after their practices, right? Which is their world. So all the months is named after their gods also. So January is named after who? Janus. So now when you're celebrating the New Year, you're celebrating Janus.
That's right.
So let's read this again. In ancient Roman religion and myth, Janus is the god of beginnings, gates, transitions, and people also believe that you need to start the year how you want it to end. Because they believe at the start of the year, gates are open to certain things. So that's what that's one of the things that they'll believe. So they'll believe this is why Jamaicans have this thing that if your house ain't clean on New Year's, your house is gonna be unclean for the whole year. So that's why Jamaicans would have this thing where they keep everything clean or have on good clothes or try and be in good spirits, right? Because they believe if they're feeling down at this time of year, then they're gonna have a bad year. So that's why they try and do certain things. This is the myths that comes with this kind of paganism. That if you have one bad day around this time, you're gonna have a bad year. That makes no sense. So it says it's the God of beginnings, gates, transitions. Because it says transitions. What do people try to do in January? They try to transition. They say, okay then, from the 1st of January, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to not let no one speak to me like this. I'm not going to let no one treat me like this. They're trying to transition, whereas you shouldn't set a deadline to transition. You should just transition. You don't need to wait for a specific day. If you really was going to change, you wouldn't have to wait for a specific day. What you would do, you would just change. People wait for a specific day so they can worship Janus. People believe they can only transition when Janus tells them to. When the first of the month is right, because they believe this month is the god of transitions. So that's why they wait until the 1st of January. Time, duty, doorways. And they also believe Janus opens up doorways. So this is what people say, oh, nothing but blessings for next year. I hope you have blessings next year, right? They give you these so-called blessings because they believe Janus opens up doorways. So they want Janus to open up doorways and blessings for you. Really, that's not true. Blessings come from the Lord. Blessings don't come from these idols. from these graven images. It doesn't come from these things. So it says doorways, passages, frames. So it says passages, frames, and endings. He is usually depicted as having two faces. So there's the two faces there on the right. So if you look on the right, you'll see this Roman god has two faces. One looking to the past, one looking to the future. And they say this man has two faces, so he's all seeing. He can see the past and the future. So let's read on. It says he is usually depicted as having two faces. The month of January is named for Janus. So that's where the month of January came from. That's where the name of it came from. The name of it came from Janus. It says according to ancient Roman fathers' almanacs, Juno was mistaken as the truly deity of the month of January, but Juno is the tutelary deity of the month of June. So that's a different deity for the month of June. Because obviously, all the months is named after pagan gods as well. So now it says Janus presided over the beginning and ending of conflict, and hence war and peace. It says the gates of a building in Rome named after him, like it was called Janus's Temple. So they had a place in Rome which was called Janus's Temple. Now, when them gates was open, that meant that obviously they was at war. When them gates was closed, that meant they had peace. So that's what they used to believe back then. And it's good when you're reading it, Utaya. It says Janus presided over the beginning and ending of conflict, and hence war and peace. The gates of a building in Rome named after him, not a temple as it is often called, but an open enclosure with gates at each end, were opened in time of war and closed to mark the arrival of peace. As a god of transitions, he had functions pertaining to birth and to journeys and exchange, and his association with Pontanus, a similar harbour and gateway god. He was concerned with traveling, trading, and shipping. Now, he said that Janus had celebrations and whatnot, and when you celebrate New Year's, you're celebrating Janus. Let me see if there's any more that we even need to read. It says Janus has no flaming or specialized priest assigned to him, but the king of the sacred rites himself carried out his ceremonies. Janus had a ubiquitous presence in religious ceremonies throughout the year. As such, Janus was ritually invoked at the beginning of each ceremony, regardless of the main deity, honored on any particular occasion. Yeah, that's it on that. So that's what they would worship, Janus. Hold on. So now they say, they say that Janus is the god of oh, I dropped out. So it's lucky I didn't even know you dropped out. So
Yeah, no
they,
touch.
so they say now that Janus is the god of transitions. So let's pull up the definition of transitions. So it says transition, the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. So now people like to wait to New Year's to do what? Transition. So that's what they want to do, which shows you that they're worshiping Janus. Because if Janus is the so-called god of transitions, and then you wait until that day to transition, that shows that you don't want to change wholeheartedly. Like you don't want to change off your own accord. You only want to do it. Why? Because you want to worship the so-called god of transitions. You want to worship Janus when it's against our culture and our custom to have any other god before the Most High. We ain't supposed to do the things. So we ain't supposed to do them things. Let's drop that. So take me back to take me back to Exodus 23. Yeah, go ahead.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. When we celebrate New Year's, Christmas,
That's right.
and the Most High is a jealous power. He don't want to serve no gods.
Right.
You don't want to serve no idol. You don't want to celebrate no Christmas, no New Year, He wants us to do what? Keep his holy days, keep his covenants, keep his statutes. The Lord wants us to do that. But when we don't do that, guess what happens? Death lies at the door, man. Punishment lies at the door. The Lord ain't gonna protect us if we're in the wrong.
That's right.
We ain't listening to him. It's like a child. You can't keep protecting your child when they keep being in the wrong. We are children. We keep being in the wrong. Year after year after year, and we believe all this New Year, New Me stuff. What we'll find is by the 5th of January, all back to what old is, all back to what it was before. So there's no point us lying, oh yeah, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change.
Right.
So we need to wake up and change our life. We need to all come in the truth, man. That's what we need to do. We've been doing this New Year, New Me for so long. It ain't benefited us. Every year, what happens? We're losing loved ones, losing family. Whereas if we all come in here, we all follow these law statutes and commandments. Guess what? Let's life in the streets. Let's drugs in the streets.
Right.
Let's drugs on the streets. Let's people smoking drugs and taking drugs. Right? The drug dealer will be in here changing his life. The drug addict will be in here changing his life. Whereas the Lord wants it where none of his people is drug addicts, none of his people is drug dealers. If there was no drug dealers, people would be drug addicts. If there was no drug addicts, people would be drug dealers.
Right.
So we all need to come in here together, no matter our condition, right?
Right.
No matter if you're a drug addict or a drug dealer, we both need to meet in here and change our lives together.
Right.
That's what we need to do. Change our lives together. Don't wait for the 1st of January to talk about you're going to change. You need to talk about you're going to transition. Why not change your life today?
That's
like right now, man. Why not watch this class and call the number? Why not call the number today, man?
right.
Why won't you call the number of the school today? Don't wait till January 1st to say you're going to change.
That's right.
Change right now, man. You know.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
All these things, people worship these great images. Now you worship these things without seeing the images today. In fact, they worshipped it with the image. You just worship these things ignorantly. Because most people don't know. Just celebrating Janus. They don't know that. They're just grouped in a society where that's what happens in New Year's. Drop that. Ira, give me Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 2.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. When when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
When the what?
When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
The Bible says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Listen, man, how are we rejoicing talking about Happy New Year? Guess what? January 1st, the righteous ain't in no authority. They ain't doing nothing. Guess what's going to happen? Same thing on January 1st, it's going to be the same position that it was in 5 years ago. Oppressed ruling over you, us being abused, us at the bottom of society, us not being able to get a job, us being in prison. Listen, the wicked is still going to be ruling. Why are we so happy to celebrate something called New Year's? Listen, nothing changes for us. It's the same oppression, the same slavery, the same being at the bottom of society. All of this New Year, Happy New Year. What do we have to be happy about, man? We can't be happy. Why? Because the wicked is in authority. How can we be happy when what our oppressor is running the whole earth and is running it horribly? We at the bottom. We have nothing to be happy about, man. Happy New Year. What? Another year of oppression, another year of slavery, another year of having no money, another year of struggling and finding it hard to get by. Listen, man. We are at the bottom. But what do we have to happy about, man? all the people that should be celebrating New Year's is Edomites, man. Because they're ruling the earth. They decide what holidays they're going to celebrate, and they're forced you to partake in their holidays, man. Whereas you need to what? Stop being a good slave and say, you know what? I'm not going to partake in Christmas no more. I'm not going to partake in New Year's no more. I'm going to stop celebrating all of them things. So that's what we need to do, man. But we don't do that. We just partake in it and get all happy. And oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Listen, man, you be at the slave, man. Customers be saying to you, have a Happy New Year. And I'm thinking, it's customers like you, why I can't have no Happy New Year, man. It's people like you, your race of people, why I can't have no happy nothing. We black, we don't have no happy days, no happy nothing, man. Why? Because this oppressor is ruling the earth horribly, locking black people up. You got the police framing black people. What is there for us to be happy about? We should be crying, saying another year of this devil ruling for us, another year of this slavery, another year of this oppression. We should be crying, man. I'm saying, damn. When's YAHANNA coming back, man? So we can what? Be out of this place, then we can be happy. Until then, there's nothing for us to be happy about, man. Read that from the top, Ira.
Another one come. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
It says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Now when we in authority, the people's gonna rejoice. You know why? Because your uncle won't be able to be on drugs, man. And the drug dealer won't be able to sell drugs to people. And your auntie won't be an alcoholic. She won't be a prostitute. No wars, none of those things, man. Why? Because the righteous is in authority, and we're going to be policing the whole earth. Meaning none of these things is going to get by us, man. Everyone, the righteous is going to be in authority, which means what? These children ain't going to be running around with knives, stabbing everybody, man. They're going to learn how to deal with their problems the right way. They're going to learn how to deal with their issues the right way when the righteous is in authority. And the righteous is us. But now the unrighteous is in authority. This is why we're mourning. This is why our people are dying. This is why our people are brainwashed by Instagram and the TV and Facebook. We're brainwashed by all of these things, man. Why? Because this man that runs the TV, runs the internet, runs Sky, he puts all these things on the airways for us to see. And we see that and he feeds it to us. And we believe, wow, this is normal because his fed it to us. He feeds it to us through what? The music he gives you. And all of those kind of things. But when the righteous is in authority, we're going to feed the people with what? Righteous things. Then we see righteous things on the TV. Righteous music that we're speakers. Righteous movies on the TV. Women being submissive on the TV. So much that women just going to watch their programs and want to be submissive. But now they watch programs like Real Housewives of Atlanta, where them women bully their men, and their man's sitting down while she's shouting at him. That's what they used to see. So then they want to be that way. When the righteous is in authority, when you see a woman humble, man, sitting down, humble, when you see happy families, and then everyone
That's right.
is going to strive to want to be like that. That's what you're going to see when we rule in this earth. But as long as this oppressor is ruling this earth, what you're going to have is more broken families, more children killing each other, more people turning into drugs, more people turning into drug dealing. Why? Because the wicked is ruling. This is what's glorified. But when we're ruling, it's going to switch. There's going to be none of that. Read that again, Ira.
Another one come. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
It says when the righteous are in authority, rejoice. That's going to be us, man. People is going to rejoice. Why? Because they don't have to worry about, oh, it's happening in danger. Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? They don't need to worry. Why? Because the righteous is going to be in authority. Yeah, go ahead, Ira.
Read on.
Yeah, go ahead.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
It says when the wicked rule, people mourn. And this is why us as a people, we're mourning, but we pretend that we're happy on these so-called holidays. Really, we're mourning But when it comes to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, Christmas and Easter, we pretend that we're happy. The whole family comes round. We pretend that we love each other. When really, we can't stand each other. We hate each other. We want to kill each other, man. But in the name of Christmas, we act like we love each other. And then by 6, 7 o'clock, we're having arguments. Someone stormed out the house. Why? Because there ain't no love in these pagan holidays, man. They go there and they're ready to kill each other. They can't stand each other. They've got a beef from 10, 15 years ago, man. Why? Because they shouldn't even be celebrating the things. You're sitting around the table, praying. The Lord don't hear the prayers, man. The Lord don't hear the prayers of sinners who go against me purposely, man. People ain't even searching to or the notes wrong and they don't care. Oh, we're doing it for the children. Oh, we're doing this for the kids. We're doing this because it's our culture. Listen, man. Mo Salah was celebrating Christmas the other day. Did you see it? Hold on, let me find it. Mo Salah, this is meant to be so. Man. Muslims are really Christian, man. I'm telling you, Muslims are really Christians. Hold on, let me find it. No. So now, look at this, man. This is Mo Salah and his wife and kids. Look at him with the Christmas tree behind him, and his children, and he's got the pajamas, man. I'm telling you, Islam is another version of Christianity. It's no different to Christianity. Just look at this. This is a Muslim man in his Christmas pajamas. And my thing is this, man. If you celebrate Christmas, why do you have to be weak and soft up on Christmas pajamas, man? I see whole families putting on Christmas pajamas. Listen, I see some men who claim the gangsters in Christmas pajamas, man. Which lets you
Salah, sir, is that the football player?
yeah, that's the football player Mo Salah.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's meant to be a strict Muslim. I'm sure this man, when it came to the World Cup of football, he was fasting, but now he's celebrating Christmas, man. Make your mind up, man. What religion do you want to be? This is the thing. Everybody outside of the UPK it joins every religion. They celebrate Eid, they celebrate Christmas, they celebrate Easter. Everybody outside of these doors partakes in every religion's holidays. Whereas in here, we don't do that, man. You ain't gonna see us in no Christmas pajamas. You ain't gonna see us sitting in front of no tree like this to please our children. The thing is this, man. Our children in here don't even care about Christmas, man. They don't even care about it.
That's right.
So like I say that again, Ira.
I said that's right.
So they don't even care about Christmas. They be chilling, just running around the house doing what they would usually be doing on a normal day, man. We don't brainwash our kids with presents. You wrap all these presents up. Some people's crying this year, oh, I get paid if the Christmas is not fair. Listen, then just don't celebrate Christmas. Just don't celebrate it. There's nothing to celebrate Christmas for. It's garbage, man. Put a tree in your house, you put lights on it, you decorate it, you put presents on there, and you wake your children up at 5 in the morning like you're in Home Alone screaming, it's Christmas. Listen, grow up, man. As an adult, you need to grow up, man. You're saying Christmas is for the kids. More like it's for you, man. You buy presents, wrap them up and hide them. Listen, man. Well, just buy your kids something from the shop and just give them and just say, take this, man. Don't wrap it up and hide it until Christmas morning. Just give them the same day you buy it, man. You buy them something in January, February, give them, man. Some people be buying presents 6 months in advance, wrapping it up and hiding it, which is the dumbest thing ever. By the time Christmas comes, the present you brought, reduce it to Christmas 50%. It's the dumbest thing ever, man. But when you follow the ways of the world, this is what we will celebrate. Ira, give me Matthew chapter 24, verse 3.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 3.
Go ahead.
And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be?
So now, the disciples came to Christ saying, "Tell us, when shall these things be?" People get caught up with the day, oh yeah, the world and in 2012 and all these things. Christ's disciples asked him, "What's the signs of your coming, man?" And we've got more important things to worry about than January 1st, than Happy New Year. We got more important things to worry about than that. And read on.
And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
Listen, what shall be the sign of thy coming? So they was trying to inquire, when is the end of the world? Now people hear end of the world and they think, okay, this is going to be like a movie when it finishes and list the names come down and that's the end. It's not talking about that. The end of the world is what? The end of our oppressor's rulership. That's what the end of the world is. It's just the end of their world, and then our world follows. So that's what it means when they ask about the end time. So when's the end time? Meaning, when's this man going to be overthrown? When is the end of his reign? The end time is the end of our oppressor's time. So they wanted to know, what is the signs of these things? When is this man's reign coming to an end? Why? Because they're tired of the slavery, they're tired of the oppression, they're tired of being at the bottom, they're tired of it. And every black and Hispanic man and woman should be tired of it. Because we've been going through this for hundreds of years. So they wanted to know the signs. Go ahead.
And the end of the world. Verse 4. And Jesus answered, and Yahushua answered and say unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
What?
Take heed that no man deceive you.
Take heed that no man deceive you. And nowadays, people are being deceived. If you're sitting up in that Christian church, you're being deceived, man. That pastor is deceiving you. He's telling you celebrate New Year's. He's telling you come to church. You're being deceived and you don't even know it. You think this pastor is a man of God, and you're being deceived. Let's pull up the definition of what deceive means. People think that the pastor wouldn't lie to them. The pastor would never lie to them, tell them the truth because he cares about what God thinks.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
People think that meanwhile the pastor is trying to tell your daughter, have to touch you, have to have sex to you to with you to get the bad demons off of you and things like that. Making all kind of things up to let you believe that no, that he can misuse your daughter, so he can get his will done. Meanwhile, he's lying to your daughter and all of you, and we still believe that he is the man of God still.
Right. Now, this is what deceive means. People think the pastor is going to say, yeah, New Year's, okay, and tell them the truth. They believe everything that pastor says. This is why you need to do your own independent research because people will deceive you. So now the definition of deceive means deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true, especially for personal gain. So now, that deceives you for personal gain. That's why Christ said, beware lest any man deceive you. Why? Because your pastor deceives you for personal gain. Right. Because your pastor wants money, your pastor wants riches, your pastor wants a nice house. So he has to deceive you for this personal gain. Right. He ain't going to tell you the truth. Because if he told you the truth, guess what would happen? His followers would leave. He would lose a lot of money. No one would want to give you money. If he told the truth, this is why in this room, there's not a million people in this room. Why? Because in here, we're not going to deceive you, man. We don't want your personal gain. We don't want personal gain. We want to tell you the truth. That's the difference between us and your pastor.
That's right.
Read it again. This is what your pastor does. deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true. Easter has to cause you to believe something that is not true. Christmas causes someone to believe something that is not true. When it comes to Christmas, you deceive your kids. You're the deceiver as well, man. You deceive your kids. Because why? You're causing your children to believe something that is not true. And then when they grow up, they become a deceiver, causing their children to believe something that is not true. Whereas we could tell the truth and then break the cycle of celebrating these stupid holidays, break the cycle of celebrating Christmas, break the cycle of celebrating New Year's. We could break all that cycle. So that's it's deliberately cause someone to believe something that is not true, especially for personal gain. See? It says other thing gives someone a mistaken impression. It says fail to admit to oneself that something is true. See? We deceive one another, man. And if you're celebrating Christmas, you're going to church, and your pastor's not telling you the truth, it's deceiving. Read the Ira. What did Christ say in the Bible?
Take heed that no man deceive you.
Christ said, take heed that no man deceive you. How do you make sure no one deceives you? By studying and doing independent research, man. By studying and doing independent research. Make sure no one deceives you. If someone tells you something, you go check it up to see if it's true or a lie. Everything we say to you in here, what you could do is go and do the research. Study everything we're saying, see if it's true. See if the term January comes from the Roman god Janus. Do the research. See if it's true. Because if you want to celebrate New Year's, do the research and then come back to us with what you found. And then if you can prove to us that Janus and January and Janus being the so-called god of beginnings and endings, if what we're saying ain't true, you can show us your independent research of what we say is false. Or what we're saying, what you should do is take this to your pastor. You say, Pastor, are you sure you're not lying to me? Because you're telling me Happy New Year, and I'm reading that a New Year doesn't start in January. I'm reading that what? New things start in the spring, when things spring forth new. You need to ask your pastor, how does a New Year start in the dead of winter? How was Jesus Christ born December 25th? Where is Jesus Christ written up in his birthday written up in the Bible? Why didn't Peter and Paul and the men that was his contemporaries celebrate his birthday with him? Why in the Bible didn't it say he got a tree and everyone brought him gifts? Is that in the Bible? Ask your pastor, man. Because your pastor is deceiving you for what? For personal gain, man. That's why they deceive you. Because they want to be rich and they don't care about your salvation and if you live or die. They just want personal gain. I read on our
Salakia, sir, if I may, I like to elaborate on what you were saying of doing your own research.
go ahead.
And I think that is something very strong that you were saying because I can remember that when I was small, my mother she baptized me in a Catholic church, and I did the first communion and things like that. But the truth of it was, she didn't even know what she was doing. She didn't even understand what she was doing, and that is like that for a lot of people also, that they just grew up in the church and they know that yeah, you have to baptize your baby when he is born. You have to bring your child to the first communion when he's around 8, 9 years, and do all of those things. But in meanwhile, they cannot even show you in the Bible where it's written that you should do something like that to your child, or not do it. So that's why I wanted to elaborate on what you were saying, that it is very important for people to double check things, to do their own research, to trying to find out, yeah, more of what you were doing. Because basically, if you see that my mother, she didn't even understand what she was believing in, but still she baptized her child. You understand, sir? And do all of those things. Meanwhile, you don't even know what you believe in.
And you know the
So
good thing about it is, listen, man. I've seen whores baptize their child, man, that don't even go to church. I've seen
Mm.
Christian women that go parties 7 days a week. Listen, strippers christen their kids, man.
That's right.
A good pastor would say, well, you ain't even, you don't even believe in God yourself. That's what a good pastor would say. A good pastor would say, I think you might need to christen yourself. That's what a good pastor would say. He would say, I think you need to stop swinging from that pole. But what they do is everything for personal gain. Because in order for you to have a christening, then you have to pay for it. It costs money. So they do all these things for personal gain. Like growing up, a lot of us was christened, and our parents don't even know what it's for, what it's about. They just do it. Why? Because the rest of the world does it. So what
Right.
we slaves, so we just follow what the rest of the world do. The president says it's New Year. We say, okay, it's New Year. The president says, oh, it's Christmas. We say, oh, it's Christmas. The president says, oh, it's your birthday. We say, oh, it's my birthday. So now we just do whatever they do. Like we've learned to think like them and be like them. Like we don't have a mind of our own. And that's what we need, a mind of our own. But we don't have a mind of our own. We have the mind. We've been taught to have the mind of the oppressor. We've been taught to think like him. We've been taught to basically be him. That's what we've been taught. We ain't been taught to think for ourselves, have our own mind and our own brain and our own culture. Whereas every other race have their own culture except us. This is why we celebrate everything. Celebrate Eid, celebrate Christmas. Like you said, you got baptized in a Catholic church. Black people is in every religion, man. We in every religion and every philosophy that there is. Why? Because we lack in an identity and we're searching for one. So instead of finding our true identity, we like to join everybody else's. So we like to take a bit from here, a bit from here, a bit from here, and put it all together. And then we say, well, this is ours. That's what the Rastafarians did. Took a bit of Christianity, took a bit of some Ethiopian philosophy, took a bit of East Indian philosophy, put it all together. I use Rasta now. That's where they get all their nonsense from.
Right.
Everybody else's nonsense. I'm putting it all together. And now they tell you, us as black people, we use Rasta. Not realizing they're walking around with three or four different identities, man.
Mm.
And when you're lacking something, when you're in search of something, you take whatever's available. Yeah, celebrating Kwanzaa now. Kwanzaa was what? They say Kwanzaa was the day after Christmas. So now people are celebrating.
Right. Black Christmas.
And Kwanzaa is basically Christmas, man. They also like to celebrate Celisti's birthday. So what you'll find that Rastas will do is say, yeah, our Christmas is in June. Celeste was born in June. So they'll tell you, yes, Celeste was born. When was it born? June 23rd or 24th or some nonsense like that. So then they celebrate it then, and then they'll say to you, this is our Christmas. Buy their children gifts on that day, which means they're just copying Christianity, but to give you on a different day. So all religions come from the same place, man. Everybody is basically a Catholic. Everybody copies from the Catholics. But read on Ira.
Canada one can. Verse 5. For many shall come in my name,
For what?
saying, I am Christ.
So many come in Christ's name saying they're Christ. Now you do know over time, many false Christ rose up. Many people saying that they're Christ, saying I'm him, I'm the savior, and then you follow that man, and it leads you to destruction, man. Christ said, be not deceived, because many is going to come in my name saying I am Christ. So they come, and what they tell you, it sounds good. It sounds true. It sounds like, yeah, this is it. I found what I've been looking for. I've been searching for my whole life. It sounds good. This is someone deceiving you for what? Personal gain, man. Whereas Christ didn't deceive you for personal gain. You know why? Because what did he gain by dying for you? He didn't gain anything by dying for you. He lost his life for you. That's the difference, man. Whereas these fake Christ rising up, they want personal gain. So what happens? When the sword comes, they run and leave you, man. When the area is going to get flooded, they fly themselves out and leave you. When destruction comes, they leave you. Why? Because they only in it for personal gain. So a ton of them was rising up saying, I'm the Savior, I'm Christ, follow me. They want personal gain. tons of them done it, man. Just Google it. All these fake Christ rose up. Those one called, what's his name? Jim Jones. That devil Jim Jones, man. Used to be on the speakerphone all night with kidnap your kids. Would shoot you or poison you with the poisonous Kool-Aid, man. There was the next one that was what's the next one's name? That was a fake Christ as well, and he burnt the thing down, and they all died in the thing.
David Koresh.
Say it again, Ira.
David Koresh.
David Koresh.
If I'm not mistaken.
That's the one, David Koresh, that burned the thing down with all the people in there. These people, it's fake Christ, man. They come in telling you that they're Christ, it's fake. Selassie, he ain't Christ, fake. And the thing is this, with Selassie, he's never ever said he's Christ. Never, ever, ever. Selassie did an interview, and they asked him in the interview, what do you feel about the Jamaicans calling you Jesus? And he goes, I'm not Jesus. I'm just a man. I'm just a man that follows Jesus. That's what he said. Also, Selassie used to have a priest that worked under him. And he even said, Selassie's not God. Selassie knows he's not God. And this is a priest that worked under Selassie. Even he knew. Only the Rastafarians believe that nonsense. Why? Because of Marcus Garvey thinking he was the prophet. Marcus Garvey thinking he was a prophet. Saying, yes, Selassie's a black king from the east. And then Leonard Howell pushing it. And then Bob Marley pushing it. And then now, everybody wants to go back to Ethiopia. Now Rastafarians is buying up land in Ethiopia, thinking this is their kingdom. Meanwhile, they left England to go to Ethiopia, thinking, yeah, we in Zion. So that's what they think it is. We in Zion now. Not realizing the Ethiopians is oppressing them right there, man. So much for Zion. Ethiopians is oppressing them, telling them, the white man over here tells them, you can't have land, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't live here, you can't live there. Same thing, man. You think that's Zion? No, man. You've just moved from one oppressor to a next oppressor. You've just moved from Edomite oppressors to Ethiopian oppressors, man. That's it. You've just moved from one oppressor to the next. But nonetheless, all still going to be oppressed. Why? Because only the Lord can take us out of this oppression. We need to serve the Lord in order for the Lord to make a move on all these oppressors, man, which is all these nations. But you trying to do things yourself, trying to migrate. These Rastafarians think they've done something deep, thinking they've done an exodus. Yeah, these Rastafarians think they've done an exodus, and they ain't done nothing, man. And thinking they're the promised land. Meanwhile, the Ethiopians is kicking them out and knocking their house down and not letting them build no land. And they think they're the promised land, man. Listen, man. You're talking Rastafarians talking about happy. Yeah, you're going to say you back to England, man. Your visa's going to run out soon, man. Come back to England, and we're going to say, so how did the Ethiopian trip go? And you're going to say, I don't want to talk about it. Listen, man. This is what you need to do. Stay right here, get in the I.S.U.P.K, man. Or if you are,
that's right.
Or if you are in Ethiopia, there's a lot of Benjamites over there now. This is what you do. You set up a school there, man. Benjamites only, man. You'll never have a real life Ethiopian school. Never, ever, ever. That don't happen in here, man. No Ethiopian never stepped foot in the school, man. You got a brother that migrated there, who's an Israelite by blood. He can come to school, right? Because his blood goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, Muhammad's blood doesn't go back to that, so they can never come to school. And most of these fake Israelites is deceivers, right? Because they're deceiving people for the game. They have a lot of these other nations in their group, right? So they can get money, so they can get all this funding, so they can get money off everybody. Whereas in the I.S.U.P.K, we would rather be broke and just have our people in here. We ain't extending no hand to Africans so we can get money. But we ain't extending no hand to East Indians so we can get money. We ain't extending no hand to Chinese so we can get money. We'd rather be broke in here, and everybody in here is from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We ain't doing none of that personal gain, but I read on Ira.
Another one come. And shall deceive many.
And shall what?
And shall deceive many.
This is why the Christian church has so much followers, man. Them pastors have deceived many people. Many has been deceived, man. More people have been deceived than haven't, man. Many people have been deceived. This is why the Christian church is full, man. This is why the Christian church has queues out the door and deceived many. Go ahead.
Read on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
You shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So these are the signs of the end. And now, on the news, what you'll see is like China and America are kind of having a little bit of war and whatnot. So you hear of wars and rumors of wars, meaning what? One day you're going to hear about wars. You're going to hear about someone shooting on someone's warplanes, and then they're going to go quiet for a bit. Why? Wars and rumors of wars. So every time you see it, it doesn't mean the war's coming right now. But what happens is people hear about the rumors of wars, and because the war don't happen, they lose faith and be like, oh yeah, I got more time to keep sinning. I got more time to go. But these wars and rumors of wars, one day the wars is actually going to come. One day it's not going to be a rumor no more. One day the war is actually going to come. World War III. And what are you going to be doing when World War III hits, man? Are you going to be riding with the Lord, or are you going to join the British Army? Are you going to be like Marcus Garvey, who wished the British Army luck, sent them a letter saying, yeah, us Caribbean people are behind you, Great Britain? Meanwhile, Marcus Garvey's movement was supposed to be built off of oppression. Leonard Howard's movement was supposed to be built off of oppression. But these are always somehow find their way back to their oppressor. So what you will find is all of these black movements fail in certain areas. Now, they'll be decent in some areas, and then they fail in others. They always seem to fail white because they let oppressors into their movement. Every last one of them, they let oppressors into their movement, or they let some type of heathen in. That's why they fail. This is why these fake Israelite groups fail white. They let some kind of heathen into their movement. Whereas they're supposed to be separate. Nobody else is supposed to be allowed to join. But they're no different to Marcus Garvey. They're no different to Leonard Howard. Leonard Howard had what? East Indians in his movement. And these fake Israelite groups do what? Have East Indians in their movement. What did the Maroons do? Let the president bribe them with 5 cities. They got bribed with 5 cities. All these movements fail. Why? Because they let the oppressor in. They get caught up wanting the political gain, wanting the money, wanting the riches, and then that's the end of their movement. The oppressor's got all the money in the world, and he knows that you're poor, so he knows offer you a bit of change, and you forsake your movement. He knows offer you a bit of money, and you will give up what you stand for. He knows offer you a bit of money, and you will sell your soul for that money. So he's got money like that. He prints it in his factories. Money ain't nothing to him, but money is something to you. He knows you're broke, you're poor, and this money can change your life. And he gives you that money, and then you become a sellout for people. You didn't change what you're supposed to be teaching. You didn't change your morals. You didn't change your goals. You didn't change everything. Why? This man's gave you a bit of money. And that becomes the end of your movement.
Salagi, sir.
Go ahead.
And on top of it, the Lord already told us that no man shall buy you.
Right, exactly. So nobody can't save you, man. What you need to do is sit down right here and serve the Lord. You serve the Lord in the place of your captivity. That's what you do, man. Right. Serve the Lord right here. You don't need to run and think you're going to move mountains on your own. You don't need to run and think you're going to go build a place and this is going to be the kingdom of heaven. This oppressor runs the whole earth, man. There's nowhere you can go to avoid him. This man's language is everywhere. This man's language is everywhere, man. He runs the whole earth. Where are you going to go to avoid him? There's nowhere you can go to avoid him, man. What you can do is if you're going to avoid him, you come in the I.S.U.P.K, man. You see him in here with us. He ain't coming to none of these classes. He ain't welcome, man. Any other person wants to watch these classes, he has to watch it online, man. He has to watch it online. He has to go on YouTube. He has to get a VPN and watch it on YouTube, man, and not let nobody know what he's watching. That's the closest he will ever get to this, but he ain't stepping foot in here, man. No way will he ever step foot in here, man. If you let him in, he's going to take over your movement. This is what will happen. If we let an oppressor in here, guess what would happen? The next 2 weeks, you'll see a devil teaching the Monday class, Wednesday class, the Thursday class. Then you'll see 2 devils doing the radio show on the ends. On Right? Teaching the whole movement, man. You see devils on the podium at camp, taking over the camp, teaching Christmas and New Year's. That's what they do, exactly. They come in and they infiltrate your movement and take it over. You don't let them come in. Don't let them offer you money or nothing. Don't let them say to you, oh, leave that truth that you're in and just take this money. Don't do that, man. Right? Because the Lord has something in store which money can't buy, man. The Lord has something
That's right.
that can't be brought, that doesn't mold, that doesn't rot. The Lord has a better reward for you, man. The Lord has a better reward for you. The Lord has this devil who's going to be in chains, man. That's a better reward than you giving you a few thousand.
So,
And
so
go ahead.
like you said, for me, you will see a devil on a podium with a Christmas tree behind him.
Exactly. He's going to take over your movement and just keep paying you until one day what happens? Movement becomes his. And it happens to all these other movements, man. Or if they do leave the black face up there, what happens is this black person is no longer teaching what they was teaching before. They're no longer teaching what they was teaching before. Why? Because of personal gain, man. But drop that for time's sake. Give me 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1.
This is the book of Second Peter, chapter 2 and verse 1. But there, but there will be false prophets also among the people.
And there's always been false prophets among the people, man. Listen, man. If there's anyone in here trying to teach you something different, man, you better call them out on it, man. You better say that's not what was taught to us. You better say that wasn't what was taught to us. He says there's always been false prophets.
Read on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even as there shall be false teachers among you.
Even though there shall be false teachers among you, anyone teaching Christmas, false teacher. Anyone teaching New Year's, false teacher. Anyone teaching you need to flee, false teacher. It says there shall be false teachers among you. Go ahead.
Who privately shall bring in damnable heresy.
So now they're bringing heresies, and you know what people do? This is what they do. They go to whoever they think will listen to them. So if they know you're solid and you're rooted, they wouldn't come to you with these heresies. What they do is they go to a brother who they think, okay, maybe he will listen to me. So that's what people do. They go to who they think will listen to them. So they go to someone who they think will listen to them. Like someone ain't gonna come in here and come to me and be saying, yo, because I thought we should celebrate Christmas. The Bible says this. But in here, they don't believe this. They don't believe this in here. But really, this says this. They won't come to me with that bullshit, so I can excuse my French. Because they know what? I'm blessed, man. I'll show them they're a novice in the Bible. So what they do is they will go to someone who they think, okay, then maybe I can sway this brother's opinion. Maybe I can change him. He seems like someone I can target. You don't want to be that person that can target, man. If someone comes
So
to
like you said for interrupting you. But can Quatazar take over for me? I need to go to the bathroom 1 second.
All right, where was your 2 Peter chapter?
I was at chapter 2 and verse 1. I'm still there.
All right, so 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 1.
But I'll be back fast.
Yeah, all right, no, sir. So now what they would do is they bring their heresies to someone who they think will listen to them. Now they ain't gonna go to whoever they know will destroy them in the Bible. They ain't gonna go to that person. But if they see you as okay, then him there, I don't think he's that solid in the Bible. Him there, let me just speak to him when it's just working. Let me just brainwash him on the side. When they do that, what you better do is you better prove yourself. You better prove yourself and let them know you're skilled in the Bible. Man.
That's right.
You you better cut them up with the precepts.
Right.
If there's a reason they're targeting you, that means they're looking at you like this one's laying in the Bible, doesn't know, so maybe I can brainwash him. They know who to bring the heresies to. This is why they don't bring it to whoever. They don't bring it to the camp leader. They don't do that. Why? They know the camp leader will tear them up. Man.
That's right.
So what would they do? Go find the brother who they believe is vulnerable and try and break it down to them. See, yeah, we need to celebrate Christmas. See, yeah, it says here, you don't mind if you celebrate Christmas. And it's only food. And look here in Timothy, the Lord said you can eat whatever. But look here. I said, what goes into the mouth is cast out of the drought. You can eat whatever you want. Don't listen to them, lot. Listen, this person will never come to us and say, will never go to other brothers and say,
Right.
this is why when they say that, you better slice them up with the Bible, man.
That's right.
You better let them know. I ain't no pushover. They're not going to come to me with no heresy.
That's right.
They're not going to try this nonsense with me. Let them know the reason they're targeting you is why. Because they're looking at you as what? An easy target. Let them know you ain't no easy target, man.
That's right.
This is why they didn't ask this question in class or bring it to the teacher in class. They come to you when it's just you on your own. You better crush them, man. You better show them. Listen, man. You thought you could try it with me, but you can't. You better show them. Listen, man. Thought I didn't know nothing. What I do? You know me instead of sitting there. You might be right. And before you know what happens, you go to somebody else. And you get shot like the Bible. You might be right. Now, if someone does come to you, you don't know, then you ask, you can't hear them. What does this mean? Such and such said this. Don't hide it. Say, oh, what does this mean? Is this one? Do we teach this here? Yes, no. Don't hide it. Because they show you one thing that you believe, rather than got you to believe that it's right. And then you show someone else, and you show someone else. And before you know it, in the school, there's a ton of heresies. There's like 10 niggas in the room, and everyone believes different things secretly. You're in class, but you don't really believe. Because you believe the heresy that someone brought to you. Hold on, let's put the definition of what a heresy. So now the hearing of the meaning of a heresy is belief or opinion contrary to orthodox religious. Obviously, it says especially Christian doctrine. Obviously, they believe in doctrine. It says heresy is belief or opinion contrary to orthodox religion. So a heresy would be what? You believe in something contrary to what we teach in the school. That would be a heresy. And then you coming in here and spreading the heresy teaching something. So that's what a heresy is. Okay? If you don't believe what we're teaching, you come and battle us, man.
That's right.
If you don't believe what we're teaching, why don't you come to the school and battle us?
Right.
Why don't you come out to camp and battle us? Why don't you come out to camp, bring your Bible and whoever believes you, and we'll go back and forth at camp, man.
That's right.
Over what's right. We'll go back and forth. Or how about you just come to class and we can go back and forth?
Right.
We can go back and forth anywhere you want, man.
That's right.
One time some lunatic was trying to go back and forth with me in the gym. He was trying to go back and forth with me in the gym. I was looking at him like, I ain't got time for this nigga right now. This is what he said. He goes, oh, you UPK guys, the spirit is off. And I was like, okay. Okay. At the time to say that, I'm still doing my workout. I'm doing my shoulder workout like this. I'm doing that. What's it called like this? It's like, yo, that spirit is off. Like, it's still going on. And then, hold on one second. Let me see what. So lucky Ira, pick that back up for me. Also, yeah, this lunatic, come up to me in the gym like, "Oh, you I.S.U.P.K guys." Then we had a little we had a little battle, and it weren't even a battle because it was so like it was so lame, and I can't remember what I caught him with. But then in the gym, yeah, he's gone to the guy that owns the gym. He's gone to the guy that owns the gym. These are racist. These are racist. The gym. These are racist. These are racist. Guy in the gym, the guy that runs the gym, has seen me and Officer Crofty at Camp Bear times. Because he's asked us, he goes, "Oh, yeah, see you's like in town and that." He was like, "Yeah," and that's it. So him shouting, "These are racist." The man in the gym don't even care. He just wants his £25 a month. He don't care what they are. This guy's shouting, this trying to do what? Get all the evils on his side. I was thinking, damn, you're supposed to be an Israelite. I thought, yeah, you're meant to be a separate nation. He started running saying, "These guys are racist, these guys are racist." And the battle that me and him had nothing to do with the battle. You know why? Because one time I seen him in town buying Christmas cards. So really, that's what the issue is. The issue is the I.S.U.P.K is so righteous and nobody don't like that. Right. So they make out like their battle is about you speak too loud. The battle's about you're too militant. Really, their battle is they want to celebrate Christmas in peace, and your righteousness pricks their spirit. Your righteousness makes them have sleepless nights. So they come to you with a battle that has nothing to do with what they're battling you about. Right. The battle is more you're righteous and they're unrighteous. That's what it is. For a man to want to battle something, you have to wonder, why does he want to battle over this? Why does he even care about this? The truth is, they don't care about nothing that's in the Bible. That's right. Most people that come to battle you, you have to understand, they don't care about nothing that's in the Bible. Right. It's not the battle with them is nothing to do with the Bible. That's right. The battle with them is you're righteous and they're unrighteous. That's all it is. So they're going to pull verses that they don't understand, that they don't even believe. Right. What they're telling you it means, they don't even do that. Like what they're telling you the verse means, they don't even do what they believe the verse means. Like the thing is this, they will say to you, sex isn't marriage. They say marriage is walking down the aisle, but they're still having sex. It makes no sense, man. They don't even believe what they're trying to battle you on. This is why when it came up to battle, I didn't even give him the time of day. Started shouting, "These are racist." So then I remember what he's done after that year. He got so angry, he's punched the punching bag. He's punched the punching bag and he's looked at me. Like he's punched the punching bag and he's looked at me. He's like, "Ugh!" And he's looked at me. And I was looking at this nigga like, "Yo, if you hit the bag like that, I feel sorry for you if you come over this way. We ain't no Christians. You come in within 1 feet of me, I'm gonna pummel you all over the gym. Probably wrap the gym cord around your neck or whatever." I was looking at him like, this nigga here, man, lost the battle and punched the way he's punched the punching bag and he's looking at me. And I'm like, well, why don't you just do that to me instead of doing that to the bag? Right. Like, I'm right here, do it to me instead of doing that to the bag. The thing is, he's probably used to dealing with Christian men that are afraid of his aggression. Listen, I welcome his aggression if that's what he wants to do, man. That's right. I welcome it if that's what he wants to do. But read on Ira.
At the same place of that you read on.
Yeah, from the same place.
Gonna come. Who privately shall bring in the damnable heresy, even denying the Lord that brought them, the Lord that bought them, and bring on
like the Lord every day, man. Every day, our people do things, and by what they do, they show they're denying the Lord. Every time we celebrate New Year's and Easter, we deny the Lord. People think denying the Lord is saying, "Oh, I don't believe in God." Listen, everybody tells you they believe in God, but they deny the Lord by their works. They deny the Lord by their actions. They deny the Lord by being disobedient to his words, by doing everything that he told them not to do. So, like, you go ahead. What verse you at?
Salaki said for me, adding on what you were saying, I would say a lot of people They believe in God, not, when you was young, when you was playing, and your little cousin want to play too, but you can't even play the game. So your mother and your auntie tell you, yeah, let him play anyway, and then he's playing just for spec and bonus. He's playing, but he's not playing. A
Mm,
lot of people believe in God like that,
mm,
just for spec and bonus, just because there is something there, but they don't really believe in God. They don't even really understand what they believe in.
right.
What is even God, you know?
Look,
So yeah, that's what I wanted to add on what you were saying.
I'm saying you believe in God has just become a cliche term. Like every celebrity that goes and gets the Oscar, first of all, I want to thank God. Meanwhile, they're eating pork and everything else. Every celebrity does it. They get an award. First of all, I want to thank God. Tyson Fury wins a boxing match. First of all, I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. They all do it, man. Like they serve God with lip service,
Right.
but with their actions, they deny God every single day.
All right.
Every single day with their actions, they deny God.
All right.
Read on.
And bring up themselves swift destruction.
What?
And bring upon themselves swift destruction.
Listen, man. If you've ever seen anyone that leaves the truth, man, they bring upon themselves destruction, man. They be all kinds of messed up, man. Listen, I've seen people that leave the truth and they be all kinds of messed up. Their head ain't there no more. They're looking old and knackered. Some even die. People leave the truth, man, and they bring upon themselves swift destruction. Why? Because the Lord had you in a place where you was protected by Him. And when you leave that place of protection, guess what? You're open to anything, man. You're open to all kinds of destruction. And by you leaving the truth, you will bring upon yourself swift destruction.
All right.
No matter what you go through, man, stay in the truth. No matter how much check-ins you get, no matter how hard it is, no matter how tired you are. Sometimes you don't want to do class. Sometimes you don't want to come to class. Listen, man, don't leave the truth because there's nothing outside of these doors other than death and destruction. Outside of these doors is death and destruction. So you better stay in here, man, where you can live. Like in here is the only place where you find happiness. In here is the only place where you find happiness and true brotherhood, man. Sometimes where you're feeling down and you speak to one of your brothers and you realize, you know what? I feel better now. In here, brothers care about you, man. Brothers will give you that courage, man.
Right.
They'll give you that strength, man. They'll put them holy hands on you like, yo, brother, you care about all of this nonsense. Listen, man. They will uplift you, man. They'll say, yo, you sweating that? Don't sweat that. Listen,
Right.
This is what we're going to do. This is what's going to happen. Brothers will teach you how to get over your pain, how to get over your hurt. In this place, this is the only place on the earth where you can truly get fixed.
That's right.
You see what's outside of here? Outside of here, you feel suicidal, man. Outside of here, you turn to cigarettes and drugs
Right.
because there's nobody else there for you.
That's right.
Whereas in here, you have brothers that you can turn to.
Right.
Pick up the phone, you can send a message. But outside of here, what do you turn to? Drugs, alcohol, substance abuse, all of those things, man. Them things become your best friends. Weed becomes your best friend. You can't sleep unless you've had a spliff. You can't eat unless you're drunk. Whereas in here, you have true brotherhood. And then anything you're going through, brothers will give you counsel on it, man.
Right.
They'll make you feel better instantly. You can keep phoning, you can pick up the phone. Brothers can, get you through anything, man. Listen, man, you're going through something, you pick up the phone, and your way of thinking would have been wrong. A brother will say, yo, nah, don't do that. Do this. And then you'd be like, you know what? I didn't even see it like that. Listen, man. You see when you speak to Captain Mashak, listen, man. Captain Mashak give you some wise counsel on the phone. Listen, half the time I'm ready to go off, and Captain Mashak say, yo, this is what you do. Don't go off like that, do this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about it like that.
Right.
Because I'm just ready to
Ready to go off.
listen, I'm ready to fly off the handle. No, you don't do it like that. You do this, A, B, C, do it this way. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Right.
So listen, man, It's good to be in here. Why? Because before you make a terrible decision, you can phone the brother that will say, "Don't do that. That's stupid." Sometimes you're just thinking off of emotions and you're angry, and then you need to speak to a brother who can instruct you the right way, who's not angry, who can say, "Well, I understand you're pissed at this. This is what you do.
Right.
Just go get some sleep. Just do
That's
this.
right.
Just do that." And then at the time you might be like, "Nah, but I want to do it that way." And when you follow the counsel, you'll be like, "Damn, I'm glad I followed this because he was right." In here, you only get that stuff in here, man. You ain't gonna get that nowhere else. Don't ever let anyone make you leave the truth, man.
That's
Because
right.
outside there is what? No stability. There's no love. There's only death and destruction and robbery and thievery. That's all is out there. This is the only place which is what? Safe from all of that. This is the only place on earth which is safe from all of that garbage. So lucky I read and I could go on for the whole day. So lucky.
Another one come. Verse 2. And many shall follow their pernicious
Yeah, go ahead.
pernicious way, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
It says the way of truth shall be evil spoken of, and the way of truth is evil spoken of. Imagine this: brothers in here want to change their life, and people want to battle you. People want to battle you over nothing. So now imagine you're trying to change your life, and there's people outside there that's speaking evil of the truth. People speak evil of the truth. Why? Because you don't want to smoke no more. Because you don't want to take drugs no more. Because you don't want to celebrate Christmas and your birthday and New Year's no more. And people say, "Yo, this he's boring. Ah, look at him. He's in a cult. He's this. He's that." They laugh you to scorn. Why? Because you want to change your life. Because you don't want to be an alcoholic like them. This is the thing, man. Once you change your life, your company will change. That's how it goes. Change your life, your company will change. Now, what you need to realize is the only bond you have with some of your friends is sinning. So the only bond you will have is sin. This is why they're your friends. Why? Because they know when they want to get high, you're right there to get high with them. When they want to abuse substances, you're right there to abuse substances with them. That's the only tie that you have with them. That's the only friendship that you have with them. Now, when you say you're not smoking no more, guess what? That person doesn't want to be around you, man. Because you have nothing in common no more. Some people, the only thing that you have in common with them is sin. And this is why sometimes you have to cut people off, man. Sometimes you have to separate yourself from people. Why? Because they're dragging you down. If they're a smoker and you're trying to quit smoking, guess what's going to happen? They're going to keep begging you until you relapse, until you're back to smoking weed again. Why? Because they like to see you smoking weed. They don't want to see you fresh-minded. They don't want to see you free from all that nonsense. And they know the only thing that's keeping your last bond going is you both like to take drugs together. Now, if you stop taking drugs, you used to have nothing in common no more. You no longer be around that person. So they want to keep you there. Why? Because obviously, you used to self-destruct yourself together, and they want that for you. They want you to destroy your life. Whereas if you do have a friend that used to smoke weed, you tell them, "Yo, come to class, man." You try and get them to do what you're doing. You try and get them to change their life instead of them trying to get you to go back to your old ways. What you need to do is be stronger than them and pull them in instead of you going back to drugs, instead of you going back to being an alcoholic. Use the Lord and the strength and the power of the Lord to pull them this way instead of them just using cigarettes to pull you that way. Read on Ira.
Another one comes, sir. Verse 3. And through
Covetousness.
covetousness shall they which finite word make merchandise. Yes, sir. Those words are like
So
merchandise of you.
So they make merchandise.
Merchandise.
So I can say that again.
Is that merchandise?
Yeah, called merchandise. So they make merchandise of you, meaning they make money off you. And that's why they're doing it. They ain't doing this because they care about anything else. They just know, okay, then I want to make merchandise of him. And what does the word deceive mean? So they can get personal gain. So they deceive you because they want to get personal gain. So that's what they do, man. They will deceive you so they can get personal gain. Read on.
Whose judgment now of a long time lingered not, and their damnation slumbered not.
And listen, their punishment is coming, man. Their punishment ain't lingering not, meaning their punishment is right around the corner. All these things that they're doing, for personal gain, to make merchandise, guess what's going to happen? They're going to die a horrible death, man. They're going to die a horrible death, and everybody's going to see it. And this man ain't going to get to enjoy that personal gain. He ain't going to enjoy that merchandise. Because when you're bedbound, riddled with cancer, you don't care about the money, man. You just want your health back. When you're in a horrible position and situation, you don't care about the money. You just want your health back. You can have all the money in the world, and the Lord will just take your health, man. Listen, man. They do all this for personal gain, not realizing the Lord can completely destroy them. It says that their punishment lingereth not. Read on.
Verse 4. For if God spared not the angel that sinned,
So it says,
but cast them down to hell.
Now, a man that wants to lie to you will read this right here and then pull out the book of Enoch and say, see, angels, giants, and try and precept the two together when the book of Enoch spoke.
Luck, yes. I was just about to ask you the same thing.
So I can say that again.
I say I was just about to ask you, not out of the book of Enoch, but I was about to ask you to break this verse down.
For if God spared not the angels.
Cancer.
Oh, basically, that's just talking about the sons of Adam. All angels means is messengers. But let me get a precept here. There's one in the Apocrypha. Hold on, let me get it. Yeah. So all angel means is messenger. Hold on.
So basically, the verse is talking about Israelites.
Yep, the verse is talking about us. So it says, for if God spared not the angels that sinned, meaning the sons of God who sinned, God didn't spare them. Why? Because he destroyed them in the flood. So that's what it's talking about. There's one in, hold on, let me find it. Hold on, I'm sure I got it in here somewhere. Give me a second. Give me a second, Ezra chapter 1 and verse 39. I'm sure this is the one.
Salaki, what verse, sir?
Second Ezra chapter 1 and verse 39.
This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 1 and verse 39.
Go ahead.
Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Oseas, Amos, and Micahs, Joel, Abias, and Jonas, Nahum, and Habakkuk, Sophonias, Agus, Zachariah, and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord.
So these is what called angels of the Lord, because angel just means messenger. So if you look up the word, hold on, let me see if I can get it here. Nowadays, an angel has many definitions, but angel means a messenger of the Lord.
All right, I'm good, sir. You can continue the class if you want to.
You sure?
I'm sure, sir.
Hold on, let me just get the definition for anyone online that thinks that angel there means that the angel in Second Peter is talking about the angels of heaven. So now it says an angel is what? A spiritual being believed to act as an attendant, agent, or messenger of God, conventionally representing the human form. Obviously, see, this part just says with rings and a long robe, but the part that you want is a messenger of God. So when you look at the Israelites that do the work of the Lord, we are who? The messengers of God. So we would be called an angel because angel just means messenger. But obviously, the GOCC read that right there and think this is talking about angel sinned. So they would have to show us where angel sinned in this verse. So go back to second Peter. So it says,
Verse 4 I was.
use that verse 4.
For if, read it again.
Yeah, read it again. Hold on one sec. Let me just get another precept that you need. Yeah, so read that again.
This is the book of Second Peter, chapter 2 and verse 4. For if God spare not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell,
So he said
and delivered.
it cast them down to hell, meaning it brought them low. Hey, hold on one sec. All right, now, Quatazar, you get me Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5. So now that part in Second Peter says, read the part where it says it spared not the old world. Have you read that part already?
That's verse 5, sir.
Have you read that part already?
Sir. Yeah, well, I read it in my own, but not out loud for the class.
All right, then go back up a verse then.
Then I will be at 4 again, sir.
Yeah, go ahead, read verse 4 again.
For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them.
It says if God spared not the angels that sinned. Now this is just talking about the sons of God who were supposed to be the messengers of God. God didn't spare them. That's the angels that is talking about. Read on.
But cast them down to hell.
Cast them down to hell. Read on.
And deliver them into chains of darkness.
Some of us is delivered into chains of darkness till this day. Like some people won't ever find the truth. Why? Some people are created to be destroyed. Some people won't ever find the truth. Some people are in chains of darkness. Some people are in are binded up by the white man's chains with his philosophy and all of them things. They're in chains of darkness. Read on.
To be reserved unto judgment.
And then some people are here to be reserved unto judgment. This way, some people just won't ever get it right. Read on.
Verse 5. And spare not the old world.
So now the old world is what? With the flood, which is these brothers, which was back then. So what you need is Genesis 6 and read Genesis 6 now, Genesis 6 and 5.
From 4.
Nah, you can. Yeah, go ahead.
Genesis 6 and verse 4, chapter 6 and verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days.
A giant just means a man of stature. Like say for instance, a man with talent, a man with skill, so forth. He would be considered a giant. He's doing it big. He's a big timer. That's all it means. Go ahead.
And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men.
Now the sons of God is who? Adam's lineage going into the other people's lineage when they wasn't supposed to mix. So Adam was the son of God, and his descendants was sons of God. They started marrying the other people that was on the earth. Go ahead.
And they bare children unto them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
These children had a reputation, men of renown. Go ahead.
And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth.
Wickedness of what?
A wickedness of man.
So there it's letting you know that this flood happened because of the wickedness of man. Don't let nobody tell you this was about angels that sinned. Nowhere in the Bible you will see where angels sinned. The angels followed the Lord's every order. The flood happened. Why? Because man was interracial marrying. Read on.
Was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Go ahead.
And it repented the Lord that he had made man.
And people read that there and say, see, it repented the Lord that it made man. It just means the Lord sighed. Like you see when you say, why do I bother? The Lord sighed and said, why did I bother? That's all it means. Christians read this like, see, your God didn't know what was going to happen because he changed his mind. He repented that he made man. Just means he sighed. What like if you read this like if you read this like black people do, you understand it, because your parents do it every single time. When your parents have you and you do something dumb, your parents say, why did I bother? What black people do, read on.
And it grieved him at his heart.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have
Wait,
created.
I will what?
I will destroy man whom I have
And this is
created.
the same angels that the Lord didn't spare, the man that he created. Why? He created them and he destroyed them because of their disobedience. And this one calls them man, or this one calls them the sons of God. First and Second Peter calls them angels that he didn't spare. So it's all the same thing, just using different words. It's all the same thing, just using different words. And with that, that brings us to the end of the class. We're going to do security announcements.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We had the I.S.U.P.K started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will call each other. After this 6 months period, brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21. Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10 means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'ashara, 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for the priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations.
Feast of Purim, February 14th and 15th.
All Akim and Akwafa are to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. To that, I'm going to say Amajim. Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahaba Shim Yashab. Yad Yamata. Class is missed.
All right, shalom, sir.
Shalom, Shalom.